Welcome to the Deliverance Network. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some information and a little bit of experience of that heavy heat of spiritual warfare. Definitely one of my calls from God the Father that I have shared with you before. And this dream experience I had was a little bit prophetic, particularly for myself. It's from August the 30th, 2015, so quite some time ago now. And in this dream experience, I was heavily involved in spiritual warfare, particularly in prayer and reciting the rosary, and that is something I have been doing quite regularly since 1999, really, in the initial call from God to join that battle for souls and praying the rosary. But in this dream experience, I was shown that the level of darkness is increasing. The level of those people who are oppressed, even possessed, and I've said this before, that is very, very rare. One has to do very specific things to open doorways. So I don't want people to fear that. I just want them to be prudently aware that that can happen. And especially practices of the occult are a danger for that, of course. But I was shown that this darkness and the darkness in the world, the actions of Satan and demons, evil spirits, really is becoming heated and intense, and more people are falling into his traps. And the biggest one, of course, is the trap of sinning, because that separates you from God the Father. And in this, I was shown that the time has come where we need even more weapons, as it were, for the battle of our times. And that prayer, yes, is fantastic. The rosary is that weapon par excellence in the spiritual battle. So I especially call again those people out there who are willing and able and listening to pick up your rosaries and start praying. Even if you can only do 1 decade a day, 5 a day, every little bit of prayer helps. And I know in the messages that Mary has been sending Jesus through the messages from countdowntothekingdom.com, the various visionaries around the world, they are emphasizing that many of the things that we are going to be going through have been mitigated somewhat, particularly by prayer. So we are not to stop or slow down or give up or say, oh, it's already happening, there's nothing we can do. We are to keep praying and to keep moving forward in mission, sacrifice, and the work of salvation of souls for as long as we are on this earth. Not a time to give up or to become discouraged, but rather to become re-encouraged and inspired to continue the battle. And you know what your call is personally, or God is leading you to it right now. So as I did this in this dream experience, I was definitely coming up against some of that heat because of the darkness and the level of oppression and Satan's action in the world. And I was asking God the Father at this point of the dream for extra help, extra weapons. And as I did, I found myself literally at a bar setting. And I mean a bar with a bartender. And I was given a double-barreled shotgun. And instead of the usual thing, bullets shot to put in this shotgun, and this is something I could not have surmised back in 2015. This double-barreled shotgun had in one side these little balls of salt, blessed salt, and the other side water. And that I was to keep putting these sacramentals, really, of salt and water into this double-barreled shotgun to fire, because they were going to be very, very helpful in the spiritual battle of the increased heat of our times. And we were not to let up for one moment, because the pressure is intense, and I believe the pressure is going to be a bit intense. Again, not to fear, but to be more prepared for the heat or the level of this spiritual battle. Mary specifically has been speaking about this through some of the messages, saying, yes, the times are becoming more intense because Satan knows that his defeat is imminent. He's trying to get as many souls as he can before his time is up. So again, we were born for these times. And I was shown that we are not to let up, though the pressure gets intense. The fight is going to be an endurance one. We are not to back down. We are to persevere. The only way out is through. And that we are to become and to stay extremely focused. This is not a time to fall asleep. This is not a time to back away from the faith. This is a time to advance steadily, surely, with endurance and with extreme focus, and not be distracted or discouraged by Satan or activity of demons. And the thing that came from this, I had no idea back in 2015 that Sisterhood, in fact Sisterhood hadn't even been formally formed, would be starting to disseminate exorcism blessed sacramentals. I had no idea at that time, but of course God did. And so what has come about in the 5-6 years since this dream experience is that Sisterhood has started to disseminate exorcism blessed sacramentals through our website, www.sisterhood.live. And these sacramentals have been blessed with the old Roman ritual by Roman Catholic priests. And we have blessed oil, exorcism blessed oil that you can use to anoint your doorways, as well as exorcism blessed salt, exorcism blessed holy water, and a specific prayer inside that you can use while you're sprinkling the elements or sprinkling the salt to protect your home from spiritual warfare, from illness, and that is included in these kits, the sacramental kits, and as well a smaller kit that just has the holy water and the salt. This one does contain the oil as well. In addition, when we send these out, we also send a prayer that Father Don Michel Rodrigue, through Countdown to the Kingdom particularly, has spoken of as being necessary for our times, and that is a prayer to consecrate your home, your apartment, whatever, as a refuge, should it be needed as a physical refuge for coming times. And so we also send that prayer out for you as well, and these are very, very important sacramentals that you can use, very simple and easy to use, to bless your family, to bless your doorways, to bless your homes, to bless your yards, and to consecrate your properties as refuges. I want to finish by saying that the most important refuge is to enter into the Ark, Mary's heart, and to align yourself with heaven, trust in Jesus and God the Father. But the extra work and support of the sacramentals will help to protect and bless your families and your homes. And I share that with you today, again, not to inspire any fear, but to inspire trust and just preparedness for the times we find ourselves in and the times to come. God bless you and your families today.